So, you live outside the United States but need to make inroads with wrestling companies that are here? How do you do that? I'm Mike Quackenbush, this is Till We Make It, and here on my channel, I make videos for professional wrestlers at every stage of their career. Whether you are just sliding into the squared circle to start learning the ropes, or you're late in your career looking for new ways to challenge yourself and stay on top of your game, I run the whole gamut here on Till We Make It. And today's topic was plucked from the comment section of a previous video. It came from a loyal viewer just like you. Which reminds me, if you have not yet joined the Till We Make It tribe, subscribe down below. And depending what device you're on, there might be a bell down there to ring for notifications, or it could be in your YouTube settings, but whatever the case might be. If you would enable notifications for me, that would be great. YouTube believes it is the most essential of engagement metrics for reasons I don't understand. If right now you live outside of the United States, but you're looking to make inroads with wrestling organizations which are based here stateside, I can tell you from my own experience watching others do it, that the best course of action is to take 30 or 60 days and take up residence at a US-based wrestling school. Somewhere that you are able to train every night during the week, and then on weekends take bookings in the general vicinity around that training center. And if the school that you are training at also happens to be connected to a wrestling organization that you can leverage for bookings, that will make you all the more efficient. I don't mind telling you, over the years, I have had trainees come in from Canada, Mexico, Europe, Asia, and Australia, and they would spend a couple of weeks based here so they could train at my Wrestle Factory. Some even went about just getting an Airbnb nearby so their commute into training every evening was easy to do. And while they were here, they did a lot of professional networking, not only with everybody here at training, but then on the weekends, they would accompany them to any live events that they had, so they could hand out their business card, shake hands, show face, and do even more networking, thus becoming familiar to people in the US scene. Many of my own international guests over the years would stay for the maximum limit that their particular visa would allow, and then they returned to their home country. But they'd spent a lot of time networking and learning while they were here. And then they made sure to really work that network while they were home. They stayed in touch with all of the new people they connected with, and then started to let them know when they might be returning to the US. So they would reach out to a promoter and say, I'm going to be back in the States 6 months from now. Do you know if you have any events lined up during this time frame? Or I'm thinking of returning to the States next year around this same time. If so, might there be an opportunity for me at your promotion? They would plant those seeds so later they could reap what they had sown. So many of the friendships I cherish most in professional wrestling started in this exact same way. Someone who began as an international guest of mine who came to my Wrestle Factory for training, or on those occasions when I go to other countries and I take up residence at a training school there. Through the process of spending all those hours together training in the ring or traveling the road together, you invariably end up as more than just training mates, more than just traveling mates. This is how people become part of your wrestling family. And by spending time at a training center or with a wrestling organization, you become part of their extended wrestling family too. An easy example of this is Cesaro. Even before he relocates permanently to the United States to train at my Wrestle Factory, he's already part of my extended wrestling family because his few stateside excursions were based out of Pennsylvania. And when I first started traveling to Europe and was trying to make a name for myself there, my excursions were based out of Switzerland. Just by going through the process of familiarizing myself with a foreign airport, a new city or village, the restaurants and cafes there did a lot to quell the anxiety I felt about being abroad in a foreign land all by myself. And even by my second visit there were already places that I remembered fondly and couldn't wait to return to. If connecting to and building relationships with US-based pro wrestling organizations is the next big step forward in your career, I'm of the opinion that there is no better way to handle that professional networking task than by putting boots on the ground, by carving out time for a stateside excursion in which you can continue to grow your career. And to help you take that very first step, there's a video appearing up here you should click on now with indispensable information on that topic. If you'd like early access to my Till We Make It videos and tons of exclusives you won't find anywhere else, follow the link to my Patreon, which is appearing right now. I would love to have you as part of our community.